Hi, and welcome everyone back to Spiritual Side Reiki and Tarot. I'm Sarah. I'm going to do your weekly general energy reading for the week of October 27th to November 2nd. So there is a new moon on October 27th, and we will be full swing into Scorpio season. So let's see if the astrology, which is that deeper, intuitive, scorpionic, shadowy side of self, resonates with this general reading. And of course, new moons are a very good time to set intentions for a new beginning. So let's see if the cards have anything to say to us today. Cut the deck, and I'm going to call the divine with love and light and our spirit guides and channel into the collective and see what we have. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, this is a really good reading. So, in the past position, we have the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is, we've talked about her before. She's the spiritualist, the one with the answers, the one with the knowledge, the one with the wisdom. She has gone deep inside of herself, her psyche, to realize the full potential. The High Priestess, see the crowns on her head, like the third layers. It just, could be akin to the different levels of consciousness, the different dimensions, to getting into a higher frequency. That's really something that in the energy community, the esoterics are big into right now, as ascension and getting that higher level of consciousness. That's what the High Priestess, she is. She's the divine feminine because she's coming in a place from deep creation, spiritual creation, being part of creation. So being, a being that's interwoven into the rest of our experiences. So the High Priestess is doing that inner spiritual deep work, and that's coming in your past position. So, if you're in that place where you're going through an awakening, or going through a breakthrough, you're going through something, coming out of the shadows, coming out of the dark places, finding your twin flame, finding the mirrors of you out there that can illuminate your, the stuff that you need to work on, your shadow side. So I would say, in the past, I always look at the cards and there's really no time because it's such a continuum. So the past can be like a minute ago. The past can be like, a lifetime ago. So it's all relative, right? So ascension and spiritual breakthrough and spiritual awakening, it's sometimes very spontaneous. Like if you're into yoga and you've heard of the Kundalini awakening, it's like a spontaneous, we don't like it to be spontaneous, is because it's an unfolding of consciousness, and you're in and out of those higher levels. But the High Priestess, she is just very special card. So the fact that it's come into past position is really significant because it shows that there's possibly a spiritual journey, a spiritual ascension, an awareness, a consciousness that's happening. So the present moment is where all of that is the most powerful, and that's where a lot of healing happens. So if you can remain grounded, so we move into our present card, the Four of Wands. So Wands is, creation and beginning. It's moving things along. So in this present moment, if you are in a family setting, a domestic setting, be present in that. Be grounded in that. Be really stable and secure in that. The Four of Wands is like the four pillars. So anchor in. And if you're in a marriage, and no marriage is perfect because we're imperfect and we have relationships and dynamics even with our own selves, right? We go through torment with our own way we think sometimes. So the idea behind this card is the 4 in the rider deck is associated with like domestic harmony and bliss, but really it's about grounding into the experience. It's a beautiful thing. It has its complexities, but there's so much value in it. And you come up with a 9 of Pentacles hereafter in your future position, but just to give a little bit more on the present role, it's really about stabilizing what's there and being present in that and finding the good in that, and coming into the 9 of Pentacles in your future. That is a card of gratitude and a card of the finer things in life, the luxurious things in life, being in a state of blissful awareness. And in the rider deck, again, she's standing there in open fields holding a bird, and she's in a state of bliss because she's in contentment, because the true first relationship to master is the one with yourself. No one can really make you happy. You hear that, all the time. You have to make yourself happy. So to be an anchor in that marriage or that relationship or that partnership or any sort of group and societal dynamic, you do have to anchor into who you are and what's important for you. And that 9 of Pentacles card really signifies just being there in the moment and embracing what is. And then from that, you can gain momentum into getting more of that, like, more of what is bringing you that feeling of foundation, stability, security. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that's coming to mind. So really it's anchoring down in that. And the best, easiest way to do it is to be present and to be appreciative for what you have in your world and your life, in your reality, and what you have created around you as part of your human experience here. So that's really cool. Really stuff. This reading is very impactful. I don't know if it's because we got into Scorpio season, but I haven't even hit down here, which you have the Wheel of, I'll get there, but there's definitely new love happening for somebody. Maybe just taking a chance on a relationship or taking a leap of faith. Well, you didn't get the Fool card, but a leap of faith in the sense of trusting life. You got the Wheel of Fortune here, however, which really is a fate destiny card, and it's kind of showing, what is happening now maybe is something that is fated or coming out of the blue somewhere. So anyways, that's your situation. So we're going to get there. So just to recap here, yes, keep connecting with that inner self and using that for intuition and guidance, and figure out how you can show up to that relationship or that dynamic or that setting in the best version of yourself. Like, I don't even feel like I need to do a clarifier out there, because it's just almost like own yourself. And when you do that, you'll be founded and strong, that when you go into some sort of relationship, because we should all be encouraged to have relationships in this life. Absolutely. It's the human experience. But when you go into that, you have yourself, your sense of self, your sense of presence. I just listened to a great esoteric do some speaking on the energy right now, and basically talked about our auras being sovereign to us, and us being able to ground into that. And the best way, yes, is being true to what experience you're in right now and aware of it. So so that's good. So keep tuning into that, how you feel, what resonates with you, what comes up for you, what your intuition is guiding you to do. Again, the High Priestess. So that's your past, present, future. And then I may pull a clarifier on the future later, because I always like to do that just to see. But let me get through this here. I'm going to have to let myself get through this here. Okay. Mind, body, soul. So in your mind, you got the Strength card, Major Arcana, strength, power, keeping focused on what you're going through, keeping focused on how you're going to get there, definitely staying driven to do it, to keep fighting the good fight, to keep pushing past the post, and making sure that what you're doing is you're continuing to march forward towards whatever it is you're marching towards. So whatever it is in your mind, whatever goal or dream or vision or aspiration or something you'd like to solve or contemplate or something, keep pushing through there. Keep elevating, everything to get yourself to keep on going up the ladder. Like basically, I'm getting a vision of climbing up to a mountain and you're almost at the top, but it just becomes so jaggedy and everything, and it's just like what? But it's like, no, you know what? One handful at a time, one handful of rock at a time, and just keep dragging yourself up, because what lies on the other side is a new beginning, synchronicity, aligning yourself. Okay, so here's the high priestess here aligning into who your true essence is. That takes strength to keep refining yourself and purging what's no longer useful for you, and going through the cognitive thought process of like pivoting your thoughts, and really an exercise in consciousness, awareness, to better yourself. So keep pushing the boundary to that, to get there. Keep fighting it. Like, don't give up, pretty much is what it is. So tell your mind that, don't give up, keep going. And your body, you are, this is kind of bringing yourself into alignment. I'm an energy healer, so I'm getting called to even say, do some internal work, do some work on your chakras. You can listen to my Reiki videos. It's a great way to just start to bring awareness to these spinning wheels of energy that are within our spine. You can Google it, and there's lots of information out there, but essentially representing emotions, representing experience, representing how we work on an energetic level. So there's synchronicities, but you have to get yourself into that aligned space. And to do that is to just continue to push forward towards your visions and your dreams. I got another page right beside here. Actually, this is the knight because he's got the sword. So I got the Knight of Swords here in your soul position. So, what this, can tell us is just cut the BS. Cut the BS. Cut the crap. Get real with yourself. Like, ask yourself, what gives me the highest level of satisfaction? What brings me the highest level of joy? And then start doing those things. Start getting into alignment with those things. Start saying that's what you want to do. The pages represent messages. So it's like, maybe it's communicating clearly, being open and honest and truthful, and really putting your words out there so you can reach that level of, I've created this now. I've manifested this now. And I mean, like, you got the Wheel of Fortune in your situation. So you are at a point where you do have a lot of ability to control which direction the wheel is going to turn. These are pivotal moments right now in our life. The astrology right now, coming into 2020 astrology, astrology, the best way I'm not an astrologer. I do practice like listening and implementing astrology into my routine daily, but I'm not an astrologer because I don't know if I shared this with you before, but I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm kind of on a bigger level. So little quantum-y details or like little micro details are, to grasp. I like to get there. Sorry, I'm going on a little tangent there. But for now, I do rely on the experts, because just when you see all those little symbols, it kind of becomes... But I love the tarot because I feel like it's really a big picture, like the major arcanas and the minor arcanas, how the majors play into like the themes of life and the human experience on such a profound level. And then how the cards all come together. It's just like such a incredible creation. But anyways, I digress, because what I wanted to say was, anyways, I lost the thought. But the Wheel of Fortune is definitely where you can totally drive yourself to where you're going, where your destiny is going. Oh yes, I remember now. So the 2020 astrology is so significant right now, and it truly is a time of rebirth and re-experience and renaissance. These cards, these are replicas, but these were originated in like the 40s in Italy for a family. So to be court cards and then eventually used for as tools of divination, because again, these major arcanas represent the themes, and then the minors are kind of like our life choices, our decisions, how we journey through life and what we can learn from it. So the 2020 astrology, what I would suggest is on YouTube, there are amazing readers. I would just Google astrology and kind of come what resonates with you. Just like you finding my video today, this, you are drawn here for a purpose, I believe. And whenever you're hearing it, you're meant to hear it. You're meant to take 2 or 3 messages away from the reading and implement them in your daily life. But same with the astrology. So just start plucking away at it. And hey, who knows, maybe a decade from now, I will be doing more astrology in my videos, because I definitely have expansion plans, being the Saggy that I am, to really bring this channel to even a higher level of how we can start using these esoteric practices and arts to complement our daily life and enhance it. That's really what it is about. So anyways, at the bottom here, I'm going to wrap up this reading because it's starting to get, close to my max time. But I'm just going to keep going through the reading. I haven't even touched the underlying card here. The 5 of Cups. So it does seem that you are, again, I said that purging earlier. So you're letting things go. You're realizing that to let it go is to create an opportunity for something else to come in. And letting it go creates you to go in a new direction. Letting it go, letting a thought go, creates you to think about something in a different way. So it's all like an unfolding here that we're after. And the 5 of Cups is a great signal to just keep moving ahead. Just keep moving ahead, because the more you strip away that, and it's not easy work to do that. They say the spiritual work is very hard, dirty work, because you have to go to those places and feel those emotions and experience those experiences sometimes. And especially if you're an empath or a sensitive or something that makes you feel that even on a deeper emotional level, we want to continue clearing that. So I'm going to do a few clarifiers in the end, but I want to get through this bottom one because it really is a powerful one. We have the situation, the action, and the outcome. So the situation, the Wheel of Fortune, you are at a point where you will either be presented with an opportunity to make a decision. You're at a crossroads of not being able to know how to make a decision. What I could suggest to you, and what you're getting advice here in your action, is the Lover's card. So, of course, the Lover's card is definitely what it represents, a union between the masculine and the feminine, or the divine, male, female. So however those energies translate to you, but that blending of love, and that bringing you to a level, again, of creativity. That's really what love, it sparks that creative force. It sparks something, abundant. Love is abundant. There's no end to it. And again, you got that 4 of Wands up there. So whatever relationship that you're in, if you could just practice more love. So whether it be, one person is having more of a softer side and the other person has a harder side, try to harmonize those, blend those, bring out that in yourself that mirrors the other person, and play with that. That's expressing and connecting on an emotional level, on a very deep level. So that might be the action to take right now, is just be compassionate, be heart-centered in your decisions. I always try and tell myself in my head, okay, is it worth it to be out of a present moment because something distracts you and you can react to it a certain way? Is it worth leaving this space for that? And you look and you say, you know what? No, it's not. So whatever, let it go. But, if it is, you say it is, because you don't want to bottle those emotions up either, because that leads to being in a toxic situation. And nobody wants that. We want to keep clearing, keep releasing, keep, wiping the slate clean every morning as we wake up and start a new, fresh day. That's why the sun sets, like we're supposed to reset. And I think we don't. We hold on to too much. But this is looking like in a place where you can really practice compassion in letting things go. And maybe it's you forgiving somebody, you forgiving yourself. So there's forgiveness that can happen at this time, and forgiveness is a chance. You got to be vulnerable to be. You got to be vulnerable to forgive. You got to put yourself out there to forgive. And I mean, forgiveness is something you give another, but you give it to yourself essentially, because that's just, where we're at, right? We're experiencing that ourselves, so as to share it and project it out. So yeah, just again, love, compassion, romance. Romance is a beautiful way to be, again, the Renaissance, to be artful about love. So just, I don't know, we are in Scorpio season. That's a great energy to really get into that tantra and those kind of tantric feelings, and deep, exploring the sexual. So that Lover's card here in your action, maybe that's something. Heat the bedroom up, heat the romance up, get it going, because that's energy, that's creativity, that's, the wands, that's the wands, that's going to heat things up. So yeah, there's some good homework for you. It's a good takeaway. Let your passion flow. Let your love flow. And like I said about the blending and the harmonizing, that's really what the experience is. It's a spiritual practice, love. So go for it. Your future. See, I want to pull clarifiers because I feel like I always pull clarifiers on the future and the outcome, but it's almost like I don't need to, because it's just so positive that it's just like, keep embracing the good, keep appreciating the good, keep going after the good, because here's the Three of Wands in your outcome, and that is like the blueprinting, the paradigm shifting, fragmenting things, consolidating things, restructuring things, and really looking at it from a master high level, the 10,000 foot view of your life, the 10,000 foot view of your relationship, the 10,000 foot view of what's going on, and not being afraid to journey there and to expand. Jupiter is leaving Sagittarius soon. That's another big astrology thing that we've just gone through, especially if you're a Sagittarius out there. You would have gone through some expanding this year that's going to put you in that direction to keep propelling that forward, because Jupiter has been in our home sign has been here pretty much all year, and it's going into Capricorn soon in the 2020 astrology. So talk about paradigm shifting, talk about transcending. So just keep clearing the cache. Don't hold on to too much. Be light, surround yourself with love and light, feel really free to create something beautiful while you're here on earth. So choosing to shift and pivot when you need to, when things get too dark. And yes, the veil is thin now, Scorpio season, and we have all that coming up. So just continue to bring in the light and flood yourself with light. So thank you for joining me today, and I will see you for your next general energy reading for spiritual side. And I did get feedback that the recap is appreciated, so I'm going to try and do a recap real quick here. So keep embracing that spiritual side of yourself. Keep grounding into your relationships and your connectedness with yourself and others. Keep appreciating and being grateful for what you have as to expand and get more of that. I am going to do a clarifier on that real quick. The Four of Cups. Oh, very nice. Okay. Introspection. And you know what else it is too? It is also, once you have thought about it, take a chance on it. Once you have thought about it, make a decision. That's really what it is. And maybe the decision is to be grateful. Maybe the decision is to take a risk in life. Maybe the decision is to, start something new, or tell someone how you feel, or make the first move. So, okay. So yeah, just keep on anchoring into that being of love and light. Be strong through it, cut through the crap, be open to aligning by speaking your truth, and creating new experiences, taking a chance, taking a risk, letting destiny come and bring things, having compassion and keeping yourself looking at the big picture. So that would be my recap. So just let it go and let it flow. And I'll see you next time for the energy reading. Awesome.